Yo, shalom, shalom, everybody. I'll wait for a little bit. Get some more eyes on. How y'all doing? Mother Messiah, how you doing, sister? How you doing? How you doing? I'm glad that y'all here with me. I know we got three on. Shalom, everybody. Can you hear me? Okay. You can put a one in the chat. I just want to show a couple videos, real quick. Um, there's been a lot of things. Well, this weekend was a little bit intense. You know, the name of this class is Teen Spirit, right? Teen Spirit because we out here wilding in these streets, all the youth, you know. So I'll play a couple videos. Um, Shalom, sister, Shalom. Negress of Judah, Shalom. You could be anywhere, but you here with us. I know the good brother Ariel is gonna chime in a little later. Hopefully, I know it's not. I don't know how long this one's gonna be. Also, just bear with me. Try to stall for a little bit for the good brother so we can get on and bless us like he did last Shabbat. It's just always a good thing, man, to see brothers working together in Chicago because we don't get a lot of that. We don't get a lot of that. Did y'all hear what happened uh, this weekend in Chicago? With all these crazy teens running wild like a chicken with his head cut off. Yeah, man. Yeah. I know, when I ain't gonna front, we was wild back in the day too, but as the scriptures say, each generation's gonna wax more wicked and they're gonna turn it up a notch, right? They're gonna turn it up a notch. So before there was a little bit of order in the streets, right? And now there's no structure. Are you in Detroit? Uh, well, I mean, most high forbid that it happened in Detroit. Yeah, most high forbid it happened in Detroit. I know it kind of happened down there in Compton. I was just reading, just real large gatherings of young folk, and they just going crazy, they just going absolutely crazy out of their mind. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, man. I mean, I was gonna bring it out earlier in the class, but you know, it's really got to do. I think it's got to do with um, what happened in 2020 when the politicians and everybody was making it fair seeming to go out and to rob and loot and all these things that the scriptures say that we're not even supposed to be doing in our captivity. So I think they made it popular, and them kids is watching. Them kids is watching. It was like, okay, we out robbing, breaking in things, stealing things from Walmart, right? Walmart had closed down. They closing down everywhere, but they be ransacking in the stores, right? We doing the most. We doing the most. Snub, no, what's going on, brother? I thought you was gonna hop on with me, man. I sent you the link on Gmail, but it's all right. I don't know if you're quite ready yet to read, but maybe on the next time, we can go through it, um, and then we can see how you do, and then maybe next time you can hop on with me, so the brothers and sisters can see one of the new faces that we got in the camp. Beautiful. Oh no, you good? You good, King? You good, King? We'll save it for later. We'll save it for later because I don't know if it will be out of order. But what is going on? What you say? They claiming that it's an attack on dudes that dress like ladies as two were muck and one assaulted. Where was that at? Where was that at? Let's have a little conversation, family. Where was that at? Where was that at? Shalom, everybody, for just joining. The water for sticking around. We'll get started in a little bit. Oh, Atlanta. Oh yeah, y'all been like that, man. If I see a 16-year-old in Atlanta, I'm running the other way. Damn near can't even have a car in Atlanta no more. They got the window busters and all that type of stuff, man. Can't buy no type of fast car, no Charger, no Challenger. Them little young guns, man, they want to steal that thing. Yeah, man, it's wild out here, man. I know we don't have nothing as a people, but man, we are too covetous. Too covetous. Before it was just, chains, jewelry, and some Jordans. Now they want the whole thing. They want your house. They want your car. They want everything you got. So it's getting worse and worse, man. Um, that's why we gotta come home to the Most High. We gotta come home to the Most High. Um, I ain't gonna lie, man. It's really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing as a people because here we are trying to condemn the so-called white man, and then we the ones over here doing more wickedness than they are, at least in the state of Chicago. Now, if I was in Oklahoma, I don't know if you heard what happened in Oklahoma, but they had a whole sheriff's meeting and they were talking about lynching us and all that type of craziness. Now, I would have turned up in Oklahoma, but over here, it's a different little story. It's kind of us doing everything. So it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky, man. We gotta, I know we can't get to everybody. I know the Most High gonna choose who He's gonna choose. But we still gotta try to fight and have a presence. What is that? What's going on? Oh, hey, but you know what? You know what? That's a no go. Cross dressing, pretending to be a woman. That's a no go. Um, that's punishable by death. I know that the old law is in away with, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that you're gonna tick the father off to a point where you're gonna get put to death. You harm the children. You doing the transgender thing. You out here robbing, stealing, shedding blood. It's gonna come back to you, and sometimes it comes back by death. So we got to be very careful because we live in a do what thou wilt satanic doctrine here in yours truly, Babylon the Great, Sodom and Gomorrah. So we gotta be wise about how we use these vessels because these are only rentals, and the angels is watching, the Most High is watching, and what we do here, it has consequences. It has consequences. Yeah, but I was real because this happened out of nowhere. I looked it up on YouTube and it's like Team Takeover. I was like, what? What's going on in my city? And then boom, you just see a whole bunch of us running around like crazy. It happened a couple times before, but it wasn't this big now. It wasn't this big. But it does tell you that, the young ones can organize though, but they're not doing it in righteousness though. Right? And I know that everybody's young and everything, so they're not going to do it for righteousness. They're going to do it to run it up and to have fun and to be a little bit chaotic because we all were a little like that. But this is a little bit crazy right here. But at the same time, it's been a while since society has, especially on the south side, west side, the destruction of Cabrini Green, displacing everybody, not caring about everybody. It come back to haunt them, man, because now we all up in your stuff downtown. Esau, we all up in your stuff running wild, So, what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around, So I'll go ahead and share my screen. I'll show you a couple videos. And and then we'll continue on with the lesson. Man. So give me 1 second so we can get some context. Here, not that one, that one. Okay, 10. Okay. So this is the first one. See that? I'm gonna run it back and I'm gonna pause. Okay. So everything's, let me go back to the screen. So everything's all fine and dandy, right? Right now, they're young, they bouncing on cars like they got no sense. Man, that's some of these kids, y'all, man. And it's like, man, are we so far gone in the affairs of the world that we can't, even if we in the hood? I mean, I can show you videos of us in Chicago in the projects, and we got class like no other. So we can't use our neighborhoods in the plight to just go around, run around like animals, like savages. We can't, as parents, just totally give up, and not pay attention to the children, because this is what's going to happen. And if that was, hey, if it happens again this Saturday, if they do this again, they're gonna get the right one, and 2 of them brothers may not have no legs. They may get ran over. Their neck might get broke flipping over the dang car because it's gonna speed right through. I could read some of these comments, and people ain't saying nothing nice, but I will bring up something though that I had a snippet of, and this lady was like, and she's 100% right. I think it's T Patches Jewelry. She said it's the music, it's parenting, it's culture, but it's also disinvestment. These kids are from the poorest parts of the city, and it's generational. No one remembers when they tore down the projects, pushing people all over the city, right? And then so on and so forth, right? And then they said they had nothing, and the mentality is to have nothing. And as long as they're amongst other blacks, it's okay, right? It's okay when we do it amongst ourselves, right? But when we come into their neck of the woods and terrorize them, which is still embarrassing, it's a problem now. When y'all came into our neighborhoods and terrorized us, destroyed our communities, that's okay. And now we got to pick up the bootstraps, right? But now it's all out on your neck of the woods, and you don't like it. Empathy, compassion. These are the things that our enemies, aren't giving us at all, and will never give us. And this is just further proof you can kiss them reparations goodbye. They ain't giving us nothing. and they never will. There's nothing that they can do for us monetarily. These reparations got to come spiritually. Yeah, man, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad, man. It's just, and listen, I mean, we can make children, but we don't teach them. We don't teach them nothing. We're so concerned about ourselves that we live in a very selfish society now. It's backfiring, especially with this generation, right? Now, I didn't, I was still kind of young. I didn't really get into anything big and major, but I remember the Woodstocks. And you know about the Freaknik documentary that's about to come out. What happened in Atlanta? And you thought that was bad? Man, this is right up there with that because they're so young, right? And the Most High is not going to make it stop. He's going to keep it coming, right? Until we come back to him, right? So what's the burden? What's the burden with our people, man? With the parents? Because this is on the parents too. This is on the parents as well. You know, it's definitely on the parents, man. It's on all of us, man. I remember when, if you acted out and you seen a brother or a sister, with a caring spirit, they might grab you up and tell you to stop acting like that. Complete stranger. But it could be a brother or a sister that keep you in check, But, we're left unchecked. We doing insane things in clubs and restaurants and nobody says nothing. Nobody says nothing at all. It's like and that's the thing with that Christian church now too. That's the thing that messes up because they said that can't judge, but we can judge. We can judge. This is the book of John, chapter 7 and 24. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Judge righteous judgment. I know they got their pants hanging down and the girls are scantily clad, dressing and everything like that. And that could be easily corrected with the appearance, but not with the attitude in the mind. Not with the attitude in the mind. So when you see something wrong like this, man, we gotta definitely, say something. I know that there's another video, and now they're kind of scared because they're going to bring back racial profiling, stop and frisk type of things, because there's consequences for things like this. I'll show another video too. Yo, what's going on? Shawu Israel. Need your help. Prayers of curly homeless. Shalom, brother. Khan Adawan Khan Israel. We got you, man. Just keep the faith, brother. Keep the faith, Man ain't gonna live by bread alone. You know what I'm saying? Just if you can, get edified in the class, steadfast, man. And the Most High is gonna see you through it, brother. My deepest sympathies for you, brother. Don't no man deserve to be out on the street. Definitely. Yeah, man. Oh, blessings, man. Oh, man, bless you, man. Bless you for joining us tonight. I definitely appreciate it, man, and that humbled me even more than I am, because we all come from different walks of life. We all have different situations that we going through, So it's not right to be over righteous, man, and look down on our brothers and sisters when, we get a bag or such and such forth. So I definitely, my heart goes out to you, King, and I'll see what we can do about that. Most High bless. Most High bless. Yeah, man, it's something. So let me go to the other video. I'll stop my screen. Let's check the chat real quick. All right, Sharul, Shalom, brother. Matt Jones, Shalom, right? And I think that's all we got on the chat right now. If y'all live in Chicago, let me know if y'all want to chat about this little thing. Chop it up, man. I'll see you in the chat, but I'll continue on. So let's share the screen again. Share the screen. This is just another one. It's another one. Look at this, man. Look at that. They just that's how we are as a people, though, man. we draw that type of energy from one another to just do crazy stuff like this. And like I said, they young and everything like that. But man, this is like have you ever been outside type of stuff? You know? Um, you know, it is what it is, man. This is the state of our young ones. This is our future here. This is our future here. They're using this thing as a slip and slide, running around. Police don't even know. Esau don't even know what to do. Esau don't know what to do. They drag racing right in front of them. They burning cars. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, brother. Yeah, so that was just a little taste. That was just a little taste. Hey, Wonderbon, how you doing? I know you here. I know you was gonna be here eventually. I know you was gonna be here eventually. I know you're gonna be here eventually. Shalom, sister. Thanks for joining. Yeah, man. So that's what it is. That's what it is. I'll try because I know I'm doing it solo right now. Just bear with me. I'll post it in the chat here and I'll pull it up. So this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 5 and 8. There shall be confusion also in many places. Just like what you've seen, that's a lot of confusion. Our young people don't know who they are. Our teenagers don't know who they are. Let me see something real quick. I'll send the photo. Oh, okay, come. I got you. One. I'll peek at it a little later. Yeah. So Second Ezra, verse 5 and 8. There shall be confusion in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and mentorous women shall bring forth monsters. And that's what we kind of have here. There's no slight to the women, no slight. Not everybody's fit to be a mother, though. And I know we live in a selfish society now with the young mothers. They just on their phones. Kids is playing with guns in the background. Don't even know they just doing a TikTok video. Son almost blow his brains out because they so concerned with seeking attention from strangers online. Yeah, Con King. Because hey, if they out there, then we got to be out there because this was like a flash mob. That's what they said this was. They said it was almost like a flash mob. And like I said, man, it's very impressive when them young folks put their mind to it to do something. It's amazing what we could do, but I would like to see it more in righteousness, right? I would like to see that more in righteousness, because sometimes being young isn't always an excuse. Now, you can't blame everything on being young. You can't blame your youth. Sometimes the things that you do in your youth can haunt you for the rest of your life. Absolutely. Jeremiah, all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, who art in heaven, by Shema Mashak Yahushai, Kwam Yasharala, brother. Kwam Yasharala. The water for joining us today. Yeah, Con. Hey, man, if they out there, definitely, man, I'm ready to rock. I'm definitely ready to rock, man. Because I had a vision, too. I mean, after I seen that, if it's just one or two out of the crowd that come up, the Most High picks two to come out of the crowd, and so be it, right? Because we gotta, the Most High is looking for leaders of men. They don't need a whole bunch of them, Many are called, right? But few are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. So if some of them young guns, some of them young brothers, step up, Because it's hard, man. That group think, being in a crowd like that, being at a party like that when you're young and going against the grain, that could be not good for your popularity. You know what I'm saying? You might not get invited out like that. And that's almost like a death sentence to a young brother or a young sister, man. So it's almost like you gotta go along with the get along. But at some point, we need these young men and these young women to say, no, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna do that. So that's why the Most High is gonna should have a presence down there when they down there, whenever they get down there, because it happened real quick. It happened very, very quick. Let's get Hosea 4:6, right? A little bit of the milk tonight, as always. It doesn't hurt. I mean, I know, the church isn't connecting with the youth like that, but it doesn't mean, and maybe the parents don't know nothing. I think they'll be at that point, y'all, where these young mothers, these young fathers, they don't know scripture like that. They don't have a connection to even the Christian church. There ain't no Bible in the house, And on top of that, they ain't teaching right from wrong. And if they are teaching right from wrong, you got to reinforce it because, we thick in the head. We hard-headed and we stiff-necked as a people. And they see that with the teenagers. It's a hard pill to swallow, too. It really is, man. It's a hard pill to swallow. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do as a community, especially here in Chicago, because we have beautiful history, but it gets overshadowed by the wickedness that we do. So let's read it. Let's see. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people, these teenagers, are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. Thou shalt be no priest to me. That's what we're supposed to be, y'all. We're supposed to be priests. We're supposed to be kings and queens, royalty. That's why we dress in those garments that people make fun of and call us Power Rangers. Those are royal garments, Now, we're not feared on this earth like that, but if we came with those garments on with the Most High, and his angels and everything like that, and you seen the power and the might behind it, you might be like, hey, brother, I want one of them garments. But right now it looks silly and it looks goofy, but that's our dress. I know that the so-called East Indians, they kind of wear those similar garments, a lot of people wear those traditional garments, but we started that thing, and we make it look good, man. Israel makes that stuff look good. Yeah, man. And he said, thou shalt be no priest to me, and seeing as thou forgotten the law, I will also forget thy children. And that's where we're at, man. The children don't know. And the children are running amok. Right? And like I said before, this really started to pick up, at least for me, in my eyes, after the riots in 2020. They were watching to learn how to do evil. And they learn how to do evil quicker than they learn how to do good. I should know, you should know, you were young ones too. You got into everything bad, right? It's just that, like we say, like the scriptures say, each generation that dabbles with that, it gets worse and it gets worse. All right. Proverbs 1:16. Proverbs 1:16. For their feet of these teenagers for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. 2 people got shot. I don't know if it was deathly. Only thing that was a little bit comical about this whole thing, I'm not going to show the video, is that there was a young couple. A young brother was with a white girl, and they got jumped. And the scriptures say if you've joined them hand in hand, you're going to get thrust through. Now, thankfully, they weren't thrust through or nothing like that. They just got their shoes stolen and their phones took it. But a nice sister had gave them some shoes, picked them up, got them out of that jam. I think she even said that she had stopped the police. Hey man, come deal with it, man. They skirted around her. They skirted right around that woman. They didn't want no parts of it. They don't want no parts of that thing. You know, but that was the only thing remotely funny. Because if you know scriptures, you're like, dang, it had to be the brother with the white girl that got jumped. God dang. Yeah, man. That's the only thing remotely humorous about this. But other than that, I'm glad that nobody got hurt this time. And I hope that nobody gets hurt, but it might not be the same thing if they do that on the Shabbat again. Not 2 Shabbats. Not 2 Shabbats, man. The Most High not going to be pleased with that at all. And I wonder where the mothers at, where the fathers at, you know? Are they all work 3rd shift? They can't possibly all work 3rd shift now. And listen. Let's be honest. I mean, it's hard to raise a young man. Some of y'all have sons. You know, I had a mother, you know. I was 13, 14, 15 once. Disrespectful. After a while, the whippings don't hurt. They don't hurt. I'll go out and take that L, take it, and do the same thing again. You know, it's hard to raise a young man. It really is. But what really is shocking now, though, is that why they got so many daughters of Zion out there being so unorderly? You know? I mean, back in the day, when we was running around, there was barely any women that was tagging along with us. The women were almost under lock and key for a certain portion, after a certain portion of the night. You know? Yeah, man, it's crazy. You know, the men, young women and the young men are partaking in that thing. Yeah. Let's check the chat. Let's check the chat. Keyword power. Yeah, come. Yeah, we need that power, man. They need to be exposed to some of these scriptures, man, and to see a man working with that spirit of the Most High. And maybe a couple of them. They ain't all of them. I know you've seen the video. It ain't all of them gonna be. That would be miraculous. But that's why we desperately need a school here. You know, so we could, you know, siphon out some of them and get them in a school. You know, teach them how to read, write at a high level, feed them some scriptures. You know, build them up with confidence. You know. You would think that they confident, but they not, man. They, you know, they just rebelling. And sometimes I don't blame them because don't nobody care for them. You know, that's why I say we failed though. You know, and they are really different. They are really different now. That's why I gotta look to the young brother Emmanuel that reads for me sometimes. You know, be like, hey man, like what's going on in your high school? Like, what's really going on? You know, and he is like, I don't know. You know, so it's different, man. It's real different out here. Yeah. And this happened. That's a great point, brother. That is a great point right here. And honestly, and that's what it is. That's why I say, damn that peer pressure, man. Because I know when I was in school, and maybe you were in school too, but sometimes, man, like that little cool crowd ain't so darn cool. And I started to rebel against everybody my junior year, and I was at parties just breaking the mood and everything. I wasn't going for it. I was tired of following and being a follower, right? But at the same time, you're gonna take heat for that. You're gonna take heat. You're gonna take heat. I know the young brother that be with us, he be taking some heat for that. But you're not going out on Saturday. You're not finna go to the bowling alley, blah 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 blah. Woo wop the bam. You ain't going here tonight. Like what? You out reading the Bible? Man, that's lame. Man, you a lame. So I understand that. But they gotta understand but that's Satan trying to do that, hopping into their friends like that, trying to, persuade them to do Proverbs 1:16, to run and to do wickedness, man. That's what happens. I know, I'll tell you this for a fact. When I was like high school age, none of my friends would call me. I call around. We had the house phones back then, right? And cell phones were off and on. Not that many people had them, but we got the house phone still. And I would just sit by the house phone, me, my brother, whatever, sit by the house phone, call up a whole bunch of people, right? Nobody answer. All of a sudden, my brother would get lucky, link up with his guy. I get mad because I couldn't go with. And then I look at the Bible and it was cracked open. Thank the Most High that my mom kept the Bible in the crib. And I start to read it. Man, I'll get a couple pages in, really get into it. All of a sudden, phone ring just like that. Hey, man, where you at, man? Party, man. Let's go. And what do you think I did? I left, and that happened a couple of times. So when you're on the right path, man, Satan is definitely out to lead you astray, so, but that was a good point, brother. And I know that a lot of them want to know the truth too, because you can see it in their eyes, especially when AOC come through, the mighty men of AOC, right? When we come through, we make it look good, right? And they get engaged a little bit because they never really seen it like that before, We make it more appealing to the street. We're more approachable, I know the scriptures say, not to be holier than thou, and then we definitely not. We some humble brothers, man. We some humble brothers over here. But in all, I mean, you can't. I mean, I don't want to accept it that you can't wake them all up. But at the same time, it's true. The Most High gonna do what He's gonna do. I'm just glad that I'm on here on this side, and not out somewhere downtown, doing whatever I was gonna do out in the world. So it's definitely a blessing, man. This keeps me out of trouble. The Most High is a genius. Keeps you out of trouble. You save money, right? And you save your energy, man. So he know what he's doing. He know exactly what he's doing, man. All right. Yeah, so like I said, that's what the youth do, man. Each generation that passes, it gets worse. They don't value, they don't value their own life. I know the brother could probably attest to that because he actually from Chicago. So what you gonna say to somebody that don't value nothing, that has the IDAF mindset like I had when I was 13, 14, 15, 16? I don't want to use the profanity, but you know what the IDAF mindset is. How can you reach somebody like that? You're going to have to really break a barrier and get through to that brother or that young sister. And the only way really to do it now, man, is to find a nice scripture form to kind of cut through. We got to let the Most High do all the work. We gotta let that Bible, that's a double-edged sword that can pierce your soul, pierce your mind. We gotta let that just do its work. We gotta let that do its work. For real, for real. We gotta let that do its work. That's all we can do. Like the general had told me, we just salesmen. I'm selling the scriptures. The scriptures is what? John 17:17. The scriptures are the truth. The Bible is a comforter. The scriptures are holy water. It's living water, right? When you're baptized, you have to be baptized with the word, not only the water. You have to be baptized with this word. You have to wash your mind with these scriptures. Try your best to meditate in them day and night, even if it's just for a minute a week, right? I know, Officer, your boss is also, man, I know you're busy, King, just 30 minutes. Gotta do something, right? So for all of you too that's struggling to crack open your Bible, just a minute, just a page, just a chapter. Hell, just open it up and just start flipping through it. Something. Gotta do something. But we gotta start getting it in our mind before it ain't gonna be here no more. There's gonna be a day they might break in to your crib looking for one. The famine of the word, they can shut this whole YouTube down right now. But the Most High is propping it up. They can shut channels down. They can start bringing in the paddy wagons and all types of different things. But the Most High is preventing all that stuff to happen right now. So we just got to be thankful that we had time, especially during the pandemic. We had time to really get to know our Father in heaven. We had time to really get to know him, right? But now it's kind of back to the real world. Things are starting to speed up a little bit. Then it will be the Book of Eli. Exactly. You got to know it in your mind. You might have a pocket Bible somewhere, like, oh, okay, gone. But in these last days, you might have to get that little green survival bag and just go, and you might forget the book. And that's why it's good to have the book up here, right? The more you got up here, the more instruction that the Most High might give you in these last days. Let's check the chat. I know y'all kind of buzzing. The water, man. The water, y'all, for all the support. I mean, listen, this isn't a one-way street. We get on, we teach. I'm doing the works. But at the same time, you contribute. You in the chat. You doing work too. We all participate in this thing. So the water for the chat. Let's go through it. Sometimes parents do have a clue what they and that's what I was saying to I was saying that to somebody too. I'm like, if my mom, like, I remember once, I'll tell you another story about me. I was planning to drink and drive now. Okay, back when I was bad, trying to run around and chase girls and everything with my guys, and we was gonna go party hopping and everything, and I was definitely gonna be drinking and driving. And I picked up the keys, and my keys had rang, and it hit my mom's ear, and she was like, "Now I know you're not gonna go out drinking and driving and being all crazy." I must have. How did she know that? Obviously, I lied. And later that night, I got in trouble. So I'm pretty sure that mother's instincts know that their child, that their son got a gun on them. I'm pretty sure that they could smell the death on them if you went out and did that, I'm pretty sure that they have an idea that they son out here terrorizing the neighborhood. I'm pretty sure. But like I said, you can only raise a little boy for so long until you damn near helpless. And that's goes with let's see here. Let me see. Salak. It's children our oppressors, right? I just brought that out, but they were really oppressive, especially when you got, a young man that's wilding out in rebellion. What you really gonna do? Like I said, you can't hit him no more. You don't want to call the police on him. You got to try to protect him and hang on, and maybe he have a change of heart, right? But right now, we're monsters out here, right? Just like the music says, savages, right? Yeah, man. It's disappointing. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, though. That's the toughest pill to swallow. That's the toughest pill to swallow, y'all. But anyway, let's go through it again. He said the missile's about to fly. Not quite yet, but World War III is slowly coming around. Slowly coming around. I had to be in the yard when the street lights come on. That's what I'm saying. Like, especially, the sisters that, that we was trying to chase around, we would, hey, come outside. Nope, I can't. And they would just look at us at the window. And then after a while, their mama would catch on and then they shut up the blinds. And we would all be outside, 5, 6 of us. And then we would go and run around and everything like that. But usually the women were kind of locked up, and then they'd come out the next day. But now it's like, it's everybody outside. we outside. Shoot, we outside. So, it is what it is, man. It's the sign of the times, right? Yeah, and then we got that. Thank you for your input, Mother Bethia. Girls without fathers whose mothers are still dating. Yeah, man. And that's the trip, man. Yeah, we need more fathers to be active, definitely, because we missing that. Most important, we need our Father in heaven too, right? And listen, it doesn't have to be the actual father, but maybe a father figure. That's why, I know on YouTube, they get single mothers get a lot of flack and everything like that. But that doesn't mean that I can't come along, and have a good impression on your little son, though. Because, growing up, I didn't have my dad left me, so I could only pick and choose who I could look up to depending on who came around, So, it doesn't have to be simping or nothing like that. I think that's wicked, as far as, calling people like that, because sometimes, things happen in this life and, you might have to take on, somebody that's not yours, but you're doing, and that's charity though. That's another form of charity, right? And what's charity in the scriptures, man? It removes a multitude of sins, right? And like we said, we all family, right? So why not impress a young brother that may not be your child, Because if you don't, he might be the one stealing your car. So you might want to tell the young brother something, man. Dap him up, Tell him that you love him. Throw him a little bit of bread, buy him a little video game or whatever, show him a little scripture. Take him out, go to Dave and Buster's with him or something like that. We got to be more impressionable so they know that we care about them. Because they living with that IDAF mindset, and there's an underlying hatred towards black men. I think that's why they're so easy to pull that trigger on each other, because they're dealing with all that hatred. Come on. Peer pressure did not pressure me. I know that. I know that's right. I have to say, I was the good girl. I didn't do jack. I wasn't reading the Bible, but I was always home. Hey, but that's what a virtuous woman does. Man, her feet abide in her house. Man, stay out of trouble. That's the way it's supposed to be, and everybody knows where you're at. So oh, let me go knock on Wanda's door. Hold on. Yeah, man. Read through these chats. Yep, Book of Eli, right? There's gonna come a time when the Bible, yeah, man. I mean, we're getting killed figuratively. One, they was knocking on your door, right? Like, nah, come on, can you come out? I miss those days though, don't you? Like I was just young enough to experience that, where you was kind of scared, like, yo, hey, does her dad live with her? I don't know. I don't know. Knock on the door. You call. Please don't let her dad answer. Please don't let her dad answer. You got to have courage. You had to have courage back in the day. Mm-mm-mm. Almost had to lose your life to meet with somebody that you like. You know, that's a beautiful thing, though. Yeah, you can do a lot before. I know that's right, and they doing a lot in broad daylight now too. They doing a lot in broad daylight. All right, all right. Tawada for the contributions, y'all. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. You know. All right, so let's get Isaiah 1:4 and keep it moving, right? Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4. A sinful nation. Just definitely are. People laden with iniquity, like our teenagers. See the evildoers. Seems like we calling each other ops when we like 2 years old now in Chicago. It's wild out here. Children that are corrupters. We got us using public transportation as slip and slides, and we bouncing on complete strangers' cars, not knowing if you got a concealed and carry in the car. I mean, we walking around, and that's why we got to teach these young men. I mean, those two little boys, man, they could have just been done. If they caught the right one, they could have been done, y'all. Absolutely could have been done. They have forsaken the Most High, and they have provoked the Holy One of Yasharallah onto anger, and they are going away backward. And and that's what it is, man. We definitely backwards. We definitely backwards right now. We're backwards in how we treat each other and how we raise our children. Just about everything. That's why, I can't wait till this kingdom go, because everything is inside out, upside down. It's just a place of confusion. And confusion is hell. So we're definitely living in hell, y'all, right now. And our teenagers are acting hellish. Yeah, so like I said, man, we look real bad right now out here to the heathen. We need to trade in places with them. It's funny though that when the Italians got here, they was going crazy in New York, Chicago, leaving bodies everywhere. Thousands of murder councils, hits, guns in the rivers and the lakes. They was going crazy. But they got a piece of that pie. The organized crime died down. Right? They went legit. So they stopped all that. The only thing that they do is they glorify it in their movies. Right? Like The Irishman, Casino, Goodfellas, and that's like a pastime for them. I remember how ratchet we used to act. But we're doing the same and worse. We're doing the same and worse, but but always remember that they did that first. They did that first, but we just took right after them, though. We took right after them because that's the curses. We're cursed, right? In Deuteronomy 28, man, we're spent with madness. We're blind. We're in astonishment. We're a proverb. We're a byword. I mean, if you've seen the comments that some of these the other nations were leaving, I mean, we're just criminals. Everybody's criminals, and you want reparations for this? And they was talking slick, boy. They was going in. And what can you really say to that when they go in on us like that? What can you really say to that, man? But swallow your pride and be like, man, we got to get these kids together. We got to get our communities together. We definitely do. definitely do. Mm. Let's get the book of Isaiah. Ooh, 5 and 18. Woe to them that draw iniquity with the cords of vanity, as if it, and sin as if it were a cart rope, man. We just pulling it closer to us, you know, pulling it closer like it's a game, right? But now sin, as we know, is a transgression of the law. Now we're covered by grace, so we're not going to be punished by death per se. But that don't mean that you know it's not going to go unpunished. It don't mean that you not going to die though, too, right? It doesn't make you bulletproof. Doesn't make you immune to death, right? Doesn't mean that you can't be crippled like them two young brothers out there going crazy. They could have lost their legs. They could have been paraplegic for the rest of their life. And that's worse than death. Because you just remember when you 16 and you jumped on that damn car, excuse my French, doing that teen takeover, right? Sorry, bitter as heck because of that one thing, that one choice. And we all suffer from choices, right? That we made in our life. Some have to pay for it more than others. I've suffered. I know the people on the chat have suffered from some of these foolish things that we've done over the course of our life. But sometimes it's a permanent mark. Sometimes you get hit with that felony that can never be removed. Sometimes you get stuck in that jail cell that you will never get out of off of one decision. And that's why we need the community to kind of rally behind them. I know a pastor actually that's over Project Hood, the one that stayed on top of the rooftop for like 100 days. I think he's got like a rec center that's going to get built so they can kind of, run around in there. Because obviously you see that they can run. So our young folks need somewhere to go. And like the one sister has said, man, it's disinvestment too. Nobody's caring, anymore. They only care about theirs. But when theirs gets invaded, now it's a problem, right? But I thought we all American. I thought we, mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, man, it's so like I said, living with your mistakes, man, that's real pain. Because death sometimes is easy, taking you out for doing something bogus, that's almost easy to the Most High. I think it's more punishable when you have to live with something that you did. You have to live with that sin and the repercussions of that sin for a long time. That's the scary stuff right there. That's real scary. Living with that iniquity, living with that regret, that's the real trip. And I honestly do, man. Like I'm not, we real sincere over here in Chicago, man. I want all them children to make it. I wish I could take them all and stuff them in the classroom. I'll go to war for these young folks here in Chicago because I know the history. And those of us that have been following us, me and Yabatazar, in the classes, we broke down the history. We broke down the segregation and the redlining and all these type of things that led to this stuff to this very day. So I feel for them. I really do, man. I really do. It's embarrassing. It's humbling. Put your spirit on fire, because we're supposed to be so much more. We're supposed to do so much more. I'm gonna give you hope at the end of the class, though. I got something for you, though. And it's real brilliant because like the thing is, the Most High is always gonna save a remnant of people that's gonna do the right thing, right? So I mean, which one are you gonna be, though? If you know that there's a group of people out there that's going to be doing the right thing, I mean, you should kind of hearken to that when he flooded the world, there was only 8 people on that boat, on that ark. You know, only 8. That's some scary stuff, man, right there. Only 8. Only 8 people. That's wild, man. Only a few. And if you want to be one of the few, man, let yourself be known, man, and be counted, man, and start following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You know, no matter what your friends say, no matter what your family says, you know. I was talking to my friend, right, and you know, the cult thing came up, right, and with certain family members, and and my friend's in the world, but we went through it together, so he knows, you know, my core, and he had said something that I held on to. He was like, but bro, she don't know the brotherhood. They don't know the brotherhood that you got though. A brotherhood is a powerful thing, you know, and it is very powerful, especially when you believe in one God, you operating in one body, one mind, one spirit, and you're in uniform together, in uniform, in unison, praying together, lifting each other up through the good and through the bad times, right? That's what makes this thing so appealing. It's not yelling at these heathen. It's not none of that. It's the brotherhood. It's the sense of men from all ages getting together and breaking down scriptures, sharing knowledge. Brothers have years and years and years on me. We don't just talk about scriptures, we talk about life. I'm learning things that I may have probably wanted to learn from my father, but I couldn't, you know? So the brotherhood is important. And that's the thing that these young folks got to understand. And we got to show them more of that too. A lot of divisiveness on Facebook's been all right. It hasn't been so okay. I haven't been on there, but you know, but that's what it's really all about. It's about the brotherhood, man. It's about unity because we need that. We definitely need that. Let's see. Oh, let's get yeah. So this is what I wanted. Isaiah 3:13. And we got people coming in, and now you know we got 3 though. We got 3. All praises. Only need a few. Only need a few. So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. And they was oppressing everybody. Even the police was oppressed. Okay, they were just sitting by like, man, I gotta get me a new job. I'm going to the suburbs. I'm going to North Carolina where I'm at. I ain't gonna do this. I'm going where the houses is big and the grass is green. I ain't gonna do this no more. But Isaiah 3 and 12. As for the few the strong. That's right. That's right. Okay. We back up again. We back up. We got 6 now. Hopping back and forth. No, but we got Isaiah 3 and 12, family. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. You know, we need to have that 2 family households back, man. It's unbalanced. You know, the Most High is a very balanced spirit. You know, balance is important. You know, too much of anything is bad, right? Too much of anything is bad. So we have to be more balanced, and the children need that balance because you see what happens when they don't. You know, you see what happened when they don't. And like I said before, it was so bad that the police didn't want nothing to do with it. They gave up. Another thing. And I'll share my screen again so you could just. I like the visual. You know, I like to bring reality to the scriptures. Share my screen one more time while I read this. You know, like let's see. So Isaiah 51:20. Look at the brothers, man. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all street as a wild bull in the net, like wild bulls in the net, jumping on personal property, not knowing what type of danger is in that car. They are full of the fury of the Most High. I know that's right. The rebuke of thy Father in heaven, Yahweh. This is what we look like, y'all. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all, man. Not a good look. Beautiful scripture, man. Beautiful scripture, man. We got to bring reality and life into these scriptures, That's why I like the visual. But Ecclesiastes hits this though. This is really the bulk of it right here. Because being young isn't an excuse. I mean, there's people that do dumb stuff when they 15, 16 that are under the jail and will never get out because of that one mistake. So being young isn't an excuse. So let's get this. This is Ecclesiastes 11:9. And it reads, Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know now, for all these things, the Most High will bring thee into judgment. Verse 10, Therefore remove sorrow from my heart, and put away evil from my flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity. All right, let me read that again. For all the young people that may come across this. Ecclesiastes 11:9. Rejoice, O young man, O young woman, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou, for all these things the Most High is going to bring into judgment. Therefore remove the sorrow from my heart, and put away evil from my flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity. So, like I said before, in my own words, youth is not an excuse to act wicked. The earlier you could get right with the Most High, the better it is for you. Man, can you imagine a mansion that you could build following these scriptures at an early age? Could you imagine? Could you absolutely imagine that? Right? And like I said before, we're not going to judge according to how these young folks look and how they act and how they dress. But we are going to judge them for how they act. Because there's we do things in decency and in order. And that's in all aspects of life. We're not interrupting men when they speak, and all that type of stuff. We're not acting out of order in public. We're supposed to be ambassadors of the Most High, man, and got to act more royally than that. We got to let these heathen know that, we are truly better than them. We're more civilized than them, right? And we have a lot of dignity. Our young folks, young teenagers out here in Chicago, they not so much. They don't know that yet. So hopefully the Most High can change that. Hopefully when we get out there, we can kind of stir some minds up and kind of make them think twice, right? That's really what it's all about. We can't, can only lead. The men of the Lord can only lead you to the water, but the Most High is going to have to, put it in your spirit to drink from it, right? Gonna have to put it in your spirit to drink from it. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Oh, okay, con. Okay, con, 5 minutes away. Okay. Brother might be blessing us, but I don't know. I don't know. I might be it might be over with. It might be over because I don't have a lot here. I don't have a lot left, y'all. We almost through. But anyway, let's get Psalms 71. I'll share the screen on this one. I'll share the screen on this one. Let's get the book of Psalms. The water, everyone, for hanging in there. I definitely appreciate it, man. It's always a blessing to it's such a privilege, man, to be on the platform with y'all, man. Shout out to the general, man, and everybody, all the chief priests, man. Like I'm so indebted to y'all, man. The water, man. Love doing the work of the Most High, man. So this is the Book of Psalms. Let's see if y'all can see it. Okay, y'all can see a little bit of it. Let's break it down so we can see it a little better. Hopefully that does it. Let's see. Yeah. So the Book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 1, and it reads, "Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to hear the words of my mouth." This is what we need to tell the children and these teenagers, to the young and the old, really, and to those that are lost in these dark, dark streets, to these dark, dark spirits in Babylon, which we know as America. Wow, we need to incline our ears to hear. Verse 2, "I will open my mouth in a parable and will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us." You see, this thing was passed down, but since we have a destruction of the family, it's not really being passed down like it should. And like I said, we live in a generation now where um, we don't even have the mothers and the fathers, people that are my age, don't even have a relationship with God. They atheists. They don't believe in nothing. And then when they have children, they don't believe in nothing. They don't know scripture. They don't never been to a church, haven't done anything like that. So we really messed up out here. We really um, have no armor. We have no spiritual armor. We have no discernment. You know, we out here running and doing evil, thinking that there's no consequences. Right. So we really out here bogus. Psalms 78 and 4. "We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord." We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Most High and his strength and his wonderful works that he has done. That's something that we haven't been doing. It's something that the Christian church kind of, they don't really do it in a way where it's fruitful. They sugarcoat a lot of things, and there's not a lot of deep thought. It's a lot of it's very minimal. 2 scriptures, and then it's a concert, right? And that's not this. That's not Psalm 78 and 4, because we're hiding them. We're hiding them. We're hiding the parables. We're hiding the law through song and dance and telling everybody to sing a big kumbaya and everything's going to be okay. Just come as you are. We're hiding them from the children, and we're not showing the generation that we see in these streets that the praises of the Lord and his strength and the wonderful works that he has done, right? Because why? For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he had commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children. It's damn near a commandment, is it not? So it's my responsibility, if I ever do have children, Most High willing, that I had to bust out this Bible, man, and teach them. And I'm going to get that Proverbs 22:6, Mother Bethia. I will just wait. But, that's our obligation, right? That the generation to come, which is now, might know them. Even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. Man, this is supposed to be generational. It's supposed to be generational, man. Damn, they're supposed to be occupational and generational. See, now you got me rhyming. Yeah, man. Something that we're not doing. I don't know what it is. What's our burden, right? Just asking questions out loud. What's our burden? Is it the bills? Is it the work? Is it the social media? Is it just all the images and the material life? Is it all of that? I mean, all of that in the scriptures is vanity, man. We're only going to be here for a short amount of time. We're weighing ourselves down with all these material things, but our children are suffering for it. Just look at how they act. Right, Psalm 78:7, that they might set their hope in the Most High and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep his commandment. They don't know him. And like I said, the young brother was saying, like, they want to learn the truth. And once they get past all that peer pressure, man, they might have that connection with the Most High that me and you don't even have. They might have that fire for the Most High that even me and you don't even have. They might get quickened in the spirit faster than even me and you could even imagine. That's how great the Most High is, but we have to, expose them to it at least. And then if they're going to rebel from it, they're going to rebel from it. But at least we know that we did our job, right? Just keep reading. And might not be as their fathers, which is our stubborn and rebellious generation. A generation that set not their heart aright and whose spirit was not steadfast with God. And because of that, because we're cutting them off and not teaching them these scriptures, they have the same spirit that our fathers have, even worse, doing worse. And their spirit is not right with the Most High. Right? Spirit is not right. It gets Proverbs 22:6. Foundational milk right here, brought this out plenty of times, but like I said, this is teen spirit. So we're going to get on. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Right? So that's what we have to do. We have to train them. What do you think the small hats are doing? They're training them. Right? They're training them. In the private schools, albeit, in their own schools, albeit, they have more control over their environment, which is why we desperately need some brownstone. We definitely need some brownstone so we could, teach our children in our institutions, because we need that back. We need to take these children back, man. We gotta get them right, as many as we can. I know. Well, man, that's off the topic. Let's keep it on track. Yeah, brother Ariel, man. Oh wait, no, I thought he was on. Let's check the chat. Yo, Andrea Drake, shalom. Glad you're with us. Okay. So let's get Ecclesiastes 1:15. Ecclesiastes 1 and 15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. What does that really mean, man? You seen them children. It's going to be hard for them to get on the right path. We're not teaching them the laws because we don't know. And sometimes that's not necessarily our fault, but it is what it is. We didn't bust open that Bible. Our mothers, fathers didn't bust open that Bible for us. We weren't exposed to the Spirit of the Most High. So he forgot about us. He forgets about the children on the streets today. When they do get exposed, it's going to be very hard for them to do right. It's going to be very hard for them to keep walking on that narrow path. You know, what do they say? Damaged goods. Sometimes it's going to happen, man. But this is a war, and in war, you're going to take losses. And that's a sad truth, man. But in war, you're going to take losses. This is spiritual warfare. That's why we go outside, booted up, boots on the ground, cargo, gear on, and the whole kit and caboodle, man. We at war with these spirits that's in our children. Yeah, and then there's a lot of foolishness going around too, and there was a lot of it, right? It couldn't be numbered. You couldn't even number how many boys and girls were out there acting up, right? And this is not an indictment in them. I'm not, trying to chastise teenagers, right? Because we know we've been there once. It's just, it was pretty bad though, and it's just a wake up call, man. Sometimes the Most High gives us little wake up calls like that, and puts the nation on blast. So, and it's got people talking too. It does have people talking in a positive way. But unfortunately, a lot of this has to stem with politics, and we all know that politics stuff is just that ain't doing nothing. Oh, we're gonna stay in Ecclesiastes for the duration. Let's get Ecclesiastes 7:1. A good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth, man. Gotta have a good name. What happened to building a good name for yourself, right? We can't use the environment that we live in as an excuse all the time. Even if our father wasn't there, still we make nothing. We make something out of nothing all the time. We can't give up on ourselves, right? Can't give up on ourselves, man. We still have a chance. Chief Priest Abban teaches us that, we're the only ones that can change our destiny. We could change our address. Eventually, we just got to put in the right work. We can change the way we live. We can change the way we think. We can change the way we act and treat each other. But we got to give the Most High a shot. We got to give the Most High a shot, though. Because this, what he says, is a good name. Yeah, it's a tough pill, man. It's very humbling, man, doing this class, man, because I feel for it. I feel for it. A lot of people are this. Be not righteous over much. Ecclesiastes 7:16. Be not righteous over much, or over righteous. Neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Right. And a lot of people are acting like that in the comments, acting like they kids ain't running around crazy like these different nations, acting like they never did no dirt. Acting like their ancestors weren't part of the lynch mobs of old in the 1930s and such and so forth. I don't care if it's 100 years old. It still happened. So don't act like your stuff don't stink, right? It's just it's on us now. So we gotta deal with it. But this though, for these teenagers, man, we be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldst thou die before thy time, man? Like I said before, like the scriptures is telling us, man, especially the scriptures in Ecclesiastes, man, all these scriptures were hidden. I mean, you can't use being young as an excuse, young man, young woman, daughter of Zion. You can't use being young an excuse to fornicate, to deal with drugs, to engage in gang banging, to be disrespectful to your parents. You can't use that as an excuse, man, because you might get that issue. Like those children that were bouncing on that car, that could have been bad. And if they come out this Saturday night, we might be here next week, most high willing, and then I might have to give y'all an update on what happened, right? So pay attention to as well, and let's see what the children do, because some of them were saying that it was wrong and everything like that. So there's always a remnant of good ones there, but we'll see what's going on with that. So in closing, man, those with ears, I pray that they hear the scriptures, man, when the men of the Lord bring out this word to them on the highways and the byways here in Chicago, right? The word is truth, man, and it's like living water, as the scriptures say, and the men of the Most High can bring you to it, but it's up to the Most High, man, if you're going to drink it, So hopefully they adhere to that. And I just want to leave you with something. I'll stop sharing my screen. Yo, Mashah, Shabbat Shalom, Kwame Asharala, man. Y'all stay safe, man, and have a good rest of your night. Who was that? Anayan, yeah, Shabbat Shalom, King. I'm gonna leave y'all with something though. Hold on, stay on, because there's hope. I know that the teenagers was wilding out. They was doing wickedness, but there's one that didn't use it as an excuse. One didn't use it as an excuse. So this is kind of cool right here. This goes to show you. Oh snap! Hey, hold up. He blessed us. Hey. Yeah, God. Hey, you got anything to? Oh, go ahead. I'll wait.
Grab my sword. It's like you.
Hey man, I'm pretty much out. Hey, get Ecclesiastes 12:1, King. Get Ecclesiastes 12:1. God, thank you, the water Messiah.
You say Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus?
I think it's Ecclesiastes. Yeah, let's get Ecclesiastes. Okay. Yeah, we in the spirit now.
Ecclesiastes 12:1. Kind of one. Remember now thy Creator, and in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Khan, that was actually the other scripture that, yes, Khan, the water for being a good armor bearers. Good armor bearers right there. Yeah, man. Like I said, I mean, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. I know you young, but I mean, you gotta let that wickedness go. They can't use it as an excuse. Can't use it as an excuse, man. Were you downtown when they was running around crazy on Saturday? Did you hear about that? It happened real quick though. It happened real quick. It was like a flash mob of like 60 to 100 youngins just running around Grant Park like crazy. Like absolute crazy. They were talking about doing a part 2 again this Shabbat. So, just got to be wary about that. Hopefully no one get hurt or nothing like that. But I know that we were talking about that. I know the class is almost come to an end, y'all, but I just want to leave you with something real quick.
I got serious.
18-year-old high school senior Peyton Pitts is getting ready to graduate from Francis Parker, a school he's attended since kindergarten, and his future is starting to take shape.
It was sort of a weight off my shoulder because everyone knows that's the day where those are the last few decisions that come out.
Pitts is talking about Ivy Day, where Ivy League schools reveal which students are admitted to their prestigious institutions. Pitts applied to 6 Ivies and got good news.
I got accepted to Princeton, Harvard, Yale, Penn, Columbia.
I'm not aware of a student, particularly from Parker, who's ever sort of had that sort of success in the Ivy Leagues.
Adrienne Pitts is Peyton's proud mom. She says he's always had a drive to succeed, becoming a straight A student, a star basketball player, and excelling at the violin. He's also emerged as a leader, reviving the school's Black Student Union a couple of years ago.
I think them having a place to come, get to know people and build a sort of camaraderie between the Black students in Parker, which is a primarily white school, would help.
Pitts was also accepted to Stanford, Morehouse College, and several other universities. Parker's principal says any of these schools would be fortunate to have Peyton.
What comes through us is warm.
That fell off my damn screen. All right. So, that's what it is, man. I mean, there's good too. I know that's getting all the attention. I know that, the negativity is getting all the attention, but that brother's doing his thing. And the key word, leader, and the mother, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, family. And hopefully that brother does good in his life and in his journey. I hope the Most High can have him run into the brothers on the street corners so we could kind of nestle in his ear. I know the Most High is a great supplanter of the mind. So hopefully if he hears a little Deuteronomy 7:6, Deuteronomy 14:2, you understand that maybe something might go off in his head, might make a little light bulb,
Precept.
Yeah, Kyle, go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it.
Come. Exactly. And this mother did a great job with her son. Did an excellent job. And it's like that. It's like that in different pockets, but at the same time, we get the negativity a lot. You understand? We get all that negativity, and it's a shame. But that's how it is in this dark world. That's how it is. What would you say? The 9th grader in my town that tried to punch a teacher in a whip bat. Yeah, gone. Yeah, gone. I definitely feel you on that. Well, okay, everybody. I will let y'all have a good rest of your Friday night Shabbat. We'll be back, Most High willing, on the next one. And the water for Ariel for chiming in, man. Definitely appreciate it, brother. I know you had to run around to get here, but we'll be back on the next one, y'all. Hey, shalom, y'all. Y'all have a blessed night, man. And the water for everybody's participation in the chat.